Unlike comic book movies, the world of video game adaptations are not as beloved. In hopes to showcase a subgenre of films that need a little bit more attention, I've put together 5 of the very best video game movies of all time. There's a lot that goes into what makes a good video game to movie adaptation. First, it needs to be a well-made movie. Sorry, Super Mario Bros., but you are not on this list. Second, a good video game movie still needs to capture the spirit of the source material. You can't just take the name of a popular game and turn it into something completely different. Now that we have some rules out of the way, let's dive into some honorable mentions before we get into the proper list. The 2018 reboot of Tomb Raider is surprisingly strong, with Alicia Vikander bringing Lara Croft to life like never before. What Angelina Jolie did in the early 2000s was interesting, with the sex appeal and mainstream action vibes selling plenty of tickets, but this version feels like it's ripped straight from the console, not skipping any QuickTime event along the way. Look, I'm not a fan of this game or this film, but the Angry Birds brand has had quite the impact. This movie went on to gross over $350 million, making it a success for Sony and giving its young fan base some material to enjoy. The Warcraft film is a bold move that I'm surprised any studio signed off on. Adapting such an expansive and popular franchise is no easy task, but director Duncan Jones did just that. The only problem with this film is if you don't know anything about Warcraft or the books it's based on, you will be lost. A+ for giving the fans what they want, D- for losing everyone else. Number 5. Resident Evil. When this movie came out, it feels like the 2000s had truly peaked only 2 years into the decade. A kick-ass, hypersexualized female lead, insane soundtrack filled with new metal, and enough slow motion to make Zack Snyder's head spin, the first Resident Evil movie feels like a time capsule in many ways. Where this movie loses some points though, and why it doesn't rank any higher, is the fact that it abandoned its juicy video game source material for a rather generic action movie plot. Number 4. Sonic the Hedgehog. Much like Resident Evil, Sonic the Hedgehog loses some points for having nothing to do with its source material. Sadly, with the animation and the voice acting, this would have been a perfect chance to send viewers to a cinematic version of the Green Hill Zone. Still, this 2020 film has won over the hearts of many fans and some critics with its extremely 90s vibe. When you have a Jim Carrey throwback performance and this many pop culture references, it's no shock that this film did well even during a global health crisis. Number 3. Silent Hill. In terms of adapting the source material's tone and style, Silent Hill is right on the money. This 2006 horror film learned the lesson of Resident Evil and chose to not lose the soul of the film, but it's also just a straight-up creepy movie. Bringing to life the iconic Pyramid Head is not easy by any means, but this film somehow managed to do that and delivered one of the most insane movie kills of all time. Looking for something that loves a video game and works as a movie? Throw on Silent Hill and get ready for the terror. Number 2. Mortal Kombat. In terms of capturing what makes a video game so beloved, delivering a good action movie, and still working decades later, look no further than 1995's Mortal Kombat. In many ways, this is the first good video game adaptation, with the 3 before it that includes Double Dragon, Street Fighter, and Super Mario Bros. Never doing well. And then even in 2020, it's hard to think of a video game movie that brought to life its source material, had good action scenes, and kept the style of what made the video games so popular. Let's hope the upcoming remake of Mortal Kombat still keeps the spirit alive. Number 1. Detective Pikachu. When you look at the money, the hype, the source material, and the actual film itself, Detective Pikachu is the belle of the ball. This film blew a lot of people's expectations out of the water by going the distance and giving fans and newcomers something to enjoy. What makes this film work so well is the fact that it is a great adaptation of the Detective Pikachu video game, but it still works for people who know barely anything about any of the Pokemon games. Also, when you bring home over $430 million, that's not too bad either. Good job, Pikachu, and good job, Ryan Reynolds. that is it for my list of the 5 best video game adaptations of all time. Did I miss a video game movie? That is amazing. Let me know down in the comments below. Share your feelings of what you think are the best video game movies ever. Do you agree with my list? Should Detective Pikachu or Mortal Kombat be in that top spot? Let me know what you think down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week, and give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Alright everyone, let's talk about video game adaptations down below.